So when you're talking about supplements, vitamins and such that we go to the drugstore and buy, you're saying a lot of them don't have what we need inside of them.
Some of them actually are okay, but they will not assimilate properly in your body, so you may not be able to get the value of them. Most of the time, supplements that are really, really hard pills and stuff, they're very hard to break down in our body.
That would make sense now that I think about it, of course.
But the soft capsules and stuff like that are usually pretty good. But even that, supplements, you only get maybe anywhere from 50 to 90% of the value if you're lucky. But if you get your nutrition from foods, you're so much better off. And nutrition is the key. I mean, we should take care of this body.
Yes.
We only have one body.
That is right. That is all we have.
Yes.
So
this time around.
I know, this time around.
Yes.
So how do you guys combine what you both know to help people?
Well, for the most part, we start off with the natural medicine physical with Nance, and then she'll go through and she'll work with her scan and go through everything with them, spend about an hour and a half, and then she will suggest various different methods of treatments that we have available, and what's going to work for them, and everybody's going to be different.
For sure.
You know, so that with the technology that we both have, we kind of blend nicely together, and she'll suggest me to work with one of her clients for maybe the next 4 weeks until she's back at our center again, and then she'll hook them up to the scan again
and check to see what's working, what's not working. So we always are testing. We're always making sure that the patient is getting the full benefit of everything.
Well, now that we are talking about the body scan, I lied, and we will turn on the computer.
Okay.
That's what we can do on live TV. We can just make up our own rule.
That's it. Okay.
So while that's warming up, let's talk about a bit about this body scan, because this is like this new
huge,
technology. This is like amazing. Totally, I suggest everybody go out and get this done because wow.
And absolutely, and it is a snapshot of time, like it's a snapshot in time with the patient. But when you combine it with a natural medicine physical and a full physical, because a full physical usually takes an hour and a half by itself, and then this would take about 40 minutes or something just to do that. But when I'm combining the two, I can actually do the two of them in an hour and a half to 2 hours. Some people I need to spend a little bit more time with if they have lots of issues. But still, it's just an amazing addition to the natural medicine physical. Without the physical, you're kind of guessing.
For sure.
But with the physical, and once I know health history, I know what's going on with the people, I can work with the scan and actually find out what the best results is. And it's really educational.
Now, before we, you can call it up, but it's not something where you're laying like in a big MRI machine or something like that. It's very simple,
You're sitting
isn't it?
comfortably. Like, she could hook you up just like that. All you got to do is, for just a couple minutes, take your shoes and socks off, and you go on some stainless steel plates with your bare feet, and then your hands go on their stainless steel plates, right, Nance?
Yep, and then there's
your
two
hands
electrodes.
go on them, and then there's 2 electrodes that go on your head, and that's just for a couple of minutes. Then you can put your socks back on, but it does a complete scan of the body.
That's amazing.
Without putting you through a tunnel or
that is just
anything
incredible.
like that. It's
what is
comfortable.
it? Like, what's that technology? It's some sort of...
It's based on impedance, which is a technology that medical doctors have been using for years. It's sending, and a little bit of biofeedback as well, because it's sending in electrical current, and it's actually measuring your interstitial fluid, which is different than getting your blood measured, but it gives you very close measurements to what your blood test would be.
Really?
So I can see if your triglycerides are high, your cholesterol is high, what's happening in your heart. I can see what's going on in your spine.
This is pretty scary technology. I don't know if I'd want to know all of that.
Well, you know, the thing is,
it's
better to be wearing blinders.
So many people aren't getting the results of what's going on with them, or they're waiting months to get in to have their tests. And you know, you can call up and book this, and we can have you in there, and you can find out within an hour and a half, you know, exactly what's going on. Plus you've got a 9-10 page readout on everything. Like what I did was I took it to my medical doctor, and he was quite amazed.
Wow.
And now we're going to check it with some blood tests I'm going to go and have, and that's great because that's what we want to do. My doctor is very open and very much, knows we have a wellness center and thinks it's great. So, of course, I'm going to take it in and show him.
For sure.
And now when we go through the blood tests and I go back to see him, and then Nance will do another scan on me too once I've got the blood tests so we can compare. And it will be, we already know that it's going to be the same, but just to get it, verified by a doctor saying like, wow, that's going to be great.
This actually was made for medical doctors, and in Europe it's used in hospitals, and a lot of medical doctors use it. In North America, we are still a little bit behind, so it's mostly the natural medicine people that are using it. However, it is in medical language, and it is available to the medical doctors. And I always suggest for my patients to bring it to the medical doctors. Right. And so far, you know what, they've been fairly open. I haven't heard of anybody coming back and saying the medical doctor, they might say that he just glanced at it, but he wants to look at it again and ask for a photocopy. Yeah. But they've all looked at it. The nice thing about it as well is that it will give you a list of lab tests that you want to ask your medical doctor for, and other tests to ask your medical doctor for. So it gives you, it's all preventative.
So what are we looking at right now? This is...
Right now it's just basically a copy of a scan. It's just showing, this is the first sheet that you see on the scan. This big red mark here is the highest risk for this particular person, this woman. And it's showing, I'm just going to stop it here so it stops swirling around. It's showing that her small intestine is very inflamed, and that her ascending colon and descending colon is inflamed. Wow. So it's telling me that there's something going on in there. Now, because I had already done her physical on her, and I did a tongue reading and an eye reading, I already knew that she had some parasites. But what this is confirming that the parasites are in the digestive system.
I just read an article about that the other day, about the parasites that we carry around in our bodies.
Oh, yes, and most
it was
people
really,
think it's
ew, that was horrid.
Most people think it's a third world problem, and it's not. It's
not.
right here.
That's true.
Yeah, many people have them. They show up in the ion cleanse.
Oh,
even.
wow.
Yeah.
And there's things, and I know a lot of people say, well, it's normal for us to have parasites, we should just have them. I says, well, no. It's not a good thing to have parasites. Right. It's good to get rid of your parasites.
For
they breed and they make more parasites.
Oh, gosh.
And and actually, I think the last statistic that I had for parasites in North America was, I think it was 85% of adults have parasites in North America.
So how are we getting these parasites into our body?
First of all, pinworms only live in a human body. They're actually parasites just for humans only.
Nice.
And you can breathe them. You can breathe their larvae. You can breathe in their larvae through dust.
Oh, really?
So if you're in a dusty area or something like that, or anything like that, you can get that. You can also get pinworms from a toilet seat. In a public. I fly a lot. I travel a lot, so I'm constantly out there in the public. Yeah. And you can also get parasites just from toilet seats and other things like that. Not a clean paper towels, and
even the taps
and
door
handles. All those things. Parasites can come from all different places. Tapeworms and ringworms and stuff like that usually comes from meats that are undercooked. The larvae is in there. And we get also a lot of vegetables that we get from different countries. Like, we're a small world now. We're not this great big world anymore. Right. We're getting all kinds of stuff from different countries.
So how do we know if we have a parasite? Or we don't know, do we?
Testing.
Yeah.
Testing. And
are you going to feel different? Are you going to feel sick? What's going to
sometimes
happen?
Lethargic and just not knowing, maybe have some gastral problems.
Right.
And
bloating.
Yep.
Really?
Sometimes just gaining weight and not being able to lose the weight can actually cause a parasite. Extreme sweet cravings. People who have, they just got to have sweets right away.
Okay, I must be riddled with parasites then. It's everything.
Come see us, we'll check you out.